Hi, this is Saskia from Paper and Journaling, and thanks for watching. And today I'm going to journal in my traveler's notebook about something that I found in a thrift shop. Is that the right word? Or second-hand shop? I don't know. But it's for used stuff. And I found a little box of all cigar bands, and it's all in a little box. The box is of course for cigars as well, and it remembers me of my granddad, and I love those little bands. They're all different, and I can remember it from my granddad. And I found some lovely vintage papers with it, and I'm going to use that in my journal to make a nice collage with those bands that are colored in a little bit of gold and nice pictures. And my granddad passed away, well, whew, I think 30 years ago or something like that. But I remembered him. He was always smoking cigars, and I liked I liked that I always was allowed to get the band of the cigar, and then I put it around my finger like a ring. And I think you did that too, if you knew someone with cigars. And the funny thing was, he always arrived. He came every week for dinner. He lived in the place where we lived, and he came on Saturday or Sunday. I'm not sure. But when he started smoking cigars, it smelled absolutely lovely. I mean, honestly, to say, cigars are smelling better than cigarettes. But the problem is, with the same as cigarettes, the smoke. You till Wednesday, you smelled the smoke of the cigars, and was it lovely in the beginning, as awful it is when the days are further away. Then it's still, that smell is in the house, it's in the curtains and things like that. And of course it was not very healthy to smoke, but 30 years ago we all thought about that differently. And well, my granddad became 84, 85, I'm not sure. So he had a good life, and even with the cigars. But I found that box in that thrift shop, and I'm not going very often to that store, but mostly I come home with something that I can use or can't use. That's different. Sometimes I have old crap, things you don't need, but in this time I found this lovely box, and I'm figuring out how to put everything on my paper. I need to think about that in advance, of course, but I wasn't so smart. If you want to know what kind of map it is a part of Spain, and it's glued on the side. So what you see in the sea, of course, and a part of Portugal, and that little piece on the right, that must be already a part of Africa. So that's the way the map is. And my granddad was a very healthy man. Uh, um, he didn't have problems with the smoking, but he cycled till his death. He cycled on his bicycle, and the funny thing was, he always cycled very fast. I can remember that he was cycling through our street where we lived. We lived in the city center of Wassenaar, and he was passing by on his cycle, and it was like, wearing, there is granddad going. And later on he told us, oh, those sticky old men don't want to glue, that's irritating. He always told us, It's so strange nowadays. You never see uh, uh, nice friends or family when you're cycling anymore. I don't know. I never see an acquaintance. Well, no, that's quite logic. With those speeds, you can't see anything. And except that, I mean, the most people weren't cycling when they are 84. So that was quite funny. And another lovely remembrance of my granddad was that he took always care of our rabbit in the summer. We had a rabbit and a dog, and one dog, my uh, one granddad took care of him. That was the father of my mother, and this was the rabbit was taking care of the cigar smoking granddad. That's the father of my father. And the thing was that during the war, he always yeah, well, it was war. In during the war, he needed to feed his wife and his 7 children, so he wasn't afraid of trying to get one of the rabbits in the dunes and eat it. So when we always brought my the rabbit was officially from my sister. Then he always said, I can make a nice dinner of that. So my sister was always quite afraid that if she returned from the holiday or the vacation, that her rabbit was eaten. But of course, he never did. But he liked to make fun of my sister. But my sister didn't like that. She was always sitting, wanted to call him from, don't you, didn't you eat my rabbit? But he never did. It's nice with the cigar bands that they they have most times different looks, but also different things are in front of it. And I have no idea who everything is. This is Erasmus, and Erasmus, I know that's it's a preacher, it's a writer, it's a philosopher, and why he is on a cigar band, I have no idea, but that doesn't matter. And in this one, that's Mendeleev. That's a physicist. Oh, that's a difficult word. This is a senator, but there's not written by it which senator it is. So that's very weird as well. I tried to look it up if there was just a person named senator, but I couldn't find that. And in the middle, in the on the below, there is Linnaeus, and Linnaeus is also a physicist, but I only can remember him as someone who has a playground for little children. So it's a weird combination, and I can see already that I have way too much cigar bands. And if you want a few, that's no problem. Then just write something in the comments, and then I will contact you. Then I will send them to you, and maybe you can have something nice for your own remembrance and journal with it as well. There are also some cards placed like this one, and in the left I put also the Joker, but next to the Joker is written Ernst Casimir, and Ernst Casimir, that was a landlord in the 1500s. So why he's the Joker, I don't know. My history is not as good as that. This is John Dalton. I've never heard of that in him as well. He seems to be a physicist as well, or something like that. I know that only the name Dalton is the name of my cat. And it's a bit weird name, John Dalton. I never heard of it as a last name. I always thought it was a first name, but that's of course possible. and I didn't have much space for writing, so I made an extra block in between. I glued everything already over and over each other. But they are so nice. They are so lovely. The little bit of gold in it. That's very nice. And if I told before, if you want some, please write or something in the comments. Then I will send them to you. And now I'm going just tell my story, which I told you. I will write it down. So I will skip a few moments, and I'm only give a little accent to everything extra. And I hope you like this video and what I created. Don't forget to leave something in the comments if you want the some of the cigar bands. And don't forget to subscribe as well. That will help my channel grow. And I hope to see or hear from you soon. And have a nice week. Bye bye.